Well, Yun-hee, I think this documentary definitely highlighted the absolute seriousness of the situation in Fukushima. Over 140,000 people were evacuated back then, and it still remains a ghost town, somewhat like Chernobyl. And despite it being allowing people to return to their homes, and here in Korea, we know that people have been cautious about eating seafood, and and concerned about the possibility of contamination or the flowing in of radioactive materials to Korea.
Exactly. So now let's take a look at the second documentary, also by Lee Hong-gi, and this one features a grandma in Suncheon Bay. Let's take a look. With the hustle and bustle of Seoul, people often forget about the elderly left in the countryside. In Splendid Sad Days, Lee Hong-gi takes a look at this social issue as he follows a story of an elderly grandma who lives in a remote fishing village of Suncheon Bay. She lives day to day, fishing and working in the fields, trying to make ends meet. The documentary follows her through the tiresome days as she endures harassments from her alcoholic and abusive husband. And after his sudden death, she cries for the first time in 70 years. In an attempt to keep going, she reaches out to others.
Some very beautiful the film and the way of filming it there, but I know that there have been many changes in the Korean documentary scene. What does it look like today?
Right, so the history, first off, we'll start off with that. The history of the documentary here in Korea can be broken into three waves, basically. So the first wave took place during the early 1900s, and that was mostly focused, it showed mostly Korean scenery, and that was largely due to the media oppression here. And the second wave focused mostly on war propaganda and war promotion.
Right, and I know that this was before a full democracy was established here in Korea, and I heard that, I read that many of the theaters were, oppressed and in fact forced to play some of these films.
Exactly, and so after that, during the 80s, another wave took hold, and that one showed social interventions. So the documentary started showing social interventions, and during that time, the people who made these documentaries were mostly the younger people, and they are still making documentaries today. So nowadays, you'll still see quite a few documentaries out of Korea dealing with social issues like the ones we saw today.
Well, a very interesting trend that we could all definitely relate to, and we hope to see more development in Korea's documentary scene in the future. All right, Yun-hee, thank you so much for that great report today, and we will see you tomorrow.
My pleasure. See you then.